and welcome back to my channel. Yes, welcome to another tutorial. And today, yes, it's a donut tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I make my famous marble donuts. Yes. And they're going to be cake donuts. Yes, if you've seen my cake donuts, I'm going to put the link right up here so you can see the other donuts I've made in case you want to make them and stuff. Yes, I'm going to be making it with my donut maker. Yes, and if you do not have a donut maker, I'm going to show you a silicone mold that you can use that also replaces as that. Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys how to make a marbled donut. Yes, so we're going to be using red velvet and vanilla marbled donuts. It's going to be awesome, guys. So guys, today somebody's going to be winning a silicone mold from me. Yes, a free silicone mold, and this draw is open to anybody in any part of the world, anybody basically. I'm going to send it to you once you win, and all you have to do, yeah, is to make a comment underneath this video and tell me what you like about this video, and then I'm going to pick someone at random and I'm going to send you a free silicone mold for making donuts. Yes. So thank you guys for always watching, and if you want to see how my marble donut goes, if you really want to learn that, stay tuned and keep watching. So guys, if you're marbling two things and you want to bake them, it means you're baking them in the same bowl or in the same mold, if that makes sense. So today we're going to be marbling vanilla and red velvet. So the first thing we want to make is the red velvet, yeah? And in this bowl we have a cup of flour and a third of a cup of sugar, and then to that I added a quarter of a teaspoon of salt, and then a teaspoon of cocoa powder, and then 2 medium-sized eggs, and right now 100 grams of melted butter. Yeah, so and then we're going to add some red food coloring to it, and I do not measure the red food coloring. I just put as much as I feel is enough to like get the satisfied color that I want. Yeah, so now we are going to stir, and it's important to remember that you do not want to stir it too much. You just want to stir it until it is like combined. Yeah, then you'll stop. And then to that we are going to add some coconut milk. I use coconut milk because it makes it creamy and it gives it this very creamy, like luscious taste basically. And then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of coconut milk to that, and then I'm going to stir. And then what gives it the velvety taste is the baking soda and vinegar. So to this I'm going to add half a teaspoon of baking soda and then half a teaspoon of vinegar at the same time, and then I am going to stir, and that's all she wrote, guys. And you want to be careful not to add too much vinegar. Yeah, so we are going to stir this and keep it, and you can add some flavor into it if you want, you know, you want it to smell nice, but it is not compulsory or anything. So, and then you're going to stir it, and then you're going to leave it for a while, until you're not leaving it for too long, just for us to make the vanilla. So this vanilla as well, we have 1 cup of flour, a quarter, 1/3 of a cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. Yeah, and then we're going to stir the dry ingredients, and then to the dry ingredient we're going to add 2 medium-sized eggs, and then at the same time we're going to add 100 grams of melted butter. And then to this we're going to add just 1 teaspoon of coconut milk, and that's because remember when we made the red velvet we had a teaspoon of cocoa powder, but this one has no cocoa powder. So for this we just need 1 teaspoon of coconut milk. So, and that's all she wrote. And then we are going to pipe. For this piping today, yeah, for us to marble this we're going to do 3 techniques today, guys. So the first technique is we're going to put the vanilla and red velvet in the same piping tip. The second technique, we're going to marble it in equal parts. And the third technique, we're going to use one flavor and then we're going to use the other flavor to marble it on top. Okay, so let me show you guys what I'm talking about, because I'm sure explaining it doesn't really make more sense. Okay, so today, guys, I'm going to be using my donut maker, but if you do not have that, you can use this silicone mold, and this is what I'll be giving my winner today. Yeah, if you're going to participate in the draw, yeah, just make a comment in the comment section below, and then you can win a free silicone mold. Okay, for my donut maker, I'm going to put it at a temperature of 100 degrees. But if you're baking in the oven, you have to put it at a temperature of about 120 degrees, and then you have to make sure you butter and flour your silicone mold before putting anything inside. So the first method we're going to use today, guys, is we're going to mix the vanilla and the red velvet in one single piping bag and see what it gives us, because we want it to give us like a nice marbled effect, like a really nice marbled effect. So we're going to try 3 techniques and see how it turns out, but this is the first one. So guys, let's pipe and see how it turns out. If you notice, I'm mixing intermittently vanilla and red velvet into one same piping tip. So now let's see how it goes. So remember, my donut maker has been preheating for about 5 minutes. The same way you preheat your oven, if you have a donut maker, you want to make sure you preheat it too. Okay, so now we are piping into our molds, and this the mixture in the piping bag actually makes just 4 donuts. So we're going to cover the donut maker for about 5 minutes and come back in 5 minutes and see what we have. Okay, so let's see what we have. Aww. See how nice it is. Okay, I think this looks like marble though. It looks quite marbled, like it looks just nice, really. And it's so nice and it's so yummy. It smells really amazing in the kitchen right now. Okay, so we are going to remove it, and notice it baked for just about 5 minutes. You don't want it to bake for too long, because that way your donut will dry out, just like if you were baking in the oven. See how nice this is, and it is so soft and yummy. Okay. Okay, so now let's try the second pattern. Yeah, so for this one, I'm going to put my mixtures in 2 different piping tips. Yeah, we're going to have the one in the red velvet one and then the vanilla one, and then we're going to pipe into the donut holes at the same time, and we're going to pipe like at equal intervals. We're not going to pipe intermittently, we're just going to pipe like at the same time. That way we're going to see the kind of effect it gives us and if it is different. This kind of takes a little longer than the first method we used, but I feel like the final results would be worth it. I feel like this one will look more marbled, kind of like animal skin. I'm not sure. So we're going to pipe this, and then we are going to cover it and see what it gives us. We left it for 5 minutes, and this is what we have. Okay, I think I prefer this one. It looks like the skin of a Dalmatian. Yeah, does it? I don't know. But I think I prefer this one though. I like this one. Okay, so let's examine both of them. See how the first one came out. It looks quite marbled, but I prefer the second one. It looks very, like, the colors are distinct and it's so nice. And that way you can taste like different flavors at different times depending on what part of the donut you bite. Yeah, and then I made 6 more of those, and see how pretty they are. And I kind of overpiped some, so they were like overflowing and they kind of had ears, but don't worry, that's not a big deal. We're going to trim them with scissors. It doesn't take any time at all. So now we're going to remove these 6 that we did, and then we're going to do the final method. So the final method I'm going to do right now is we're going to put one color first. For example, we're going to put this red velvet first, and then we're going to fill like the holes with red velvet first, and then we're going to put vanilla on top of them intermittently, and then we're going to swirl. And so once we are done with that, we're going to cover it for another 5 minutes. Remember, if you are baking it in the oven, you want to make sure your oven is preheated for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then you're going to bake at a temperature of 120 degrees. And look, this is what we have after about 5 minutes. And if you notice, I kind of overfilled this, so it has a lot of ears, but do not worry, we're going to trim them with scissors, and it doesn't really take any time, and it is very easy to trim too. So this is what we have. If you notice, the under is just red velvet, but the top looks very marbled, and it is very pretty. So thank you guys for watching my videos. I hope you learned something, and let me know in the comment section what pattern or what method you would try and which one you prefer. And look how luscious it is. Like it looks amazing, and it tastes wonderful. I think I prefer these ones that look like animal skin. I'm not sure, but I think I prefer this one. Anyway, thank you guys for always watching my videos, and subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, could you please give it a thumbs up? When you give my video thumbs up, it helps YouTube show other people. So could you please give me a thumbs up? I'll really appreciate it, and click on subscribe if you haven't. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in my next tutorial.